Set to begin today in an Atlanta courtroom. A lawsuit filed by doctors and advocacy groups argues the law violates Georgia's Constitution's right to privacy and liberty.
The World Series begins Friday night in Houston, starring the Phillies and the Astros, who beat the Yankees 6-4. Houston manager Dusty Baker glad to be returning to the champion row.
That was on our minds the whole spring training. Was getting back to this point, and it's a wonderful thing when you accomplish a goal.
Phillies beat the Padres 4-3. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Tudor Dixon, a working mom on a mission to grow our economy and strengthen Michigan's agriculture industry. As governor, Tudor Dixon will stand up for small businesses so they can create good jobs for us. That starts with protecting family farms, because Dixon understands the value of keeping small businesses alive in our communities. Tudor Dixon knows that farmers' careful stewardship of the environment has made our state a worldwide leader in food production, which is partnership with Michigan's agriculture industry to oppose overreaching bureaucratic regulations that cut off economic growth at the roots. And Dixon will fight inflation by opposing out-of-control government spending and taxes, making life more affordable for farmers and families that depend on them. As governor, Tudor Dixon will make economic growth job one. Whether you vote absentee or in person on November 8th, vote Tudor Dixon for governor. Paid for with regulated funds by Farm PAC, the Independent Expenditure Committee of the Michigan Farm Bureau, not authorized by any candidate.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
For clients, and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Mostly cloudy skies and 59 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Burchuk. A Chippewa Township man has died after a crash in Isabella County late Sunday afternoon. Around 5:30 p.m., a single car crash at River Road between Gilmore and Littlefield in Deerfield Township, according to the Isabella County Sheriff's Department. A 50-year-old man was driving a Buick Enclave when the car left the road and hit a tree. Authorities say the car continued forward from the tree and hit a residence on the River Road. The car then caught fire, which spread to the house. Deputies believe the driver may have been thrown from the car and landed near the flames. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene. The owner of the residence sustained minor injuries, and that crash remains under investigation. An apparent accidental shooting in Bay City has landed a 15-year-old girl in the hospital. Police responded to the 200 block of South Sherman Street on Saturday around 10:20 a.m., where the girl was suffering from one gunshot wound. She was taken to a local hospital for treatment. A 15-year-old boy at the scene was arrested and placed in the Bay County Juvenile Detention for negligent use of a firearm causing injury. The girl remains in critical condition. A fundraiser in Frankenmuth promises an opportunity to learn a little more about Bavarian heritage and, at the same time, meet new people. Friends in Food is set for the Frankenmuth Farmers Market this Wednesday at 6 p.m. with proceeds benefiting the Frankenmuth Sister City Committee. City planner Emily Kroshar says the event is a great way to learn about the city's cultural ties and engage in helping to shape the future of Frankenmuth. The event includes a cooking demonstration focused on German foods. Tickets are available at eventbrite.com. WSGW News Time 9:07.
Choosing a Medicare plan is a big decision, and with all the options out there, it would be nice to sit down and talk with someone who knows all about Medicare plans. Well, United Healthcare has Medicare plan experts right here in Michigan, ready to help answer all your Medicare questions. Call a local United Healthcare Medicare plan expert today at 586-842-3770. That's 586-842. Or go to myuhcagent.com. Hurry, enrollment is open from October 15th to December 7th. The United Healthcare Medicare Plan Expert is a licensed sale agent producer.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is half off of a furnace tune-up from All Seasons Heating and Cooling. It's a $120 value. All Seasons Heating and Cooling is a family business owned and operated by Mark and Paul Coates. They're the best source for information on heating, cooling, and insulation. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com. WSGW News Time, 9:08. The weather forecast is next. State and federal authorities are investigating the death of a Michigan man in a skydiving accident in New Jersey. State police say they responded to a call for medical assistance around 2:30 p.m. at the Alexandra Field Airport in Hunterdon County. Police said first responders found the sky near the airport runway. Police say 37-year-old Brandon Jackson of Troy was pronounced dead at the scene. They didn't immediately identify the company involved or release other details. The FAA has been notified and is investigating the situation. The 16-year-old Oxford boy is expected in court today, where prosecutors say he will plead guilty to the mass shooting at Oxford High School last fall. Legal analyst Charlie Langton says prosecutor Karen McDonald says Ethan Crumley has not been offered anything to plead guilty.
If it turns out that he doesn't change his mind, this would be a voluntary plea on all charges. She's not dropping any charges. She's not modifying any charges. There's no deal as to sentencing, nothing. It is a voluntary plea, with no involvement by the prosecutor's office at all.
If a plea does go ahead, a judge will determine how much Crumley will get. The terrorism and first-degree murder charges to life in prison. Canadian attempts to build a new twin span of the Ambassador Bridge looks to be dead in the water. The Canadian permit issued in 2017 that gave the designated bridge company a 5-year window to begin construction on a new 6-lane cable-stayed bridge next to the existing crossing expired August 31st. Any plans stalled after the bridge company failed to meet roughly a dozen conditions. There were ongoing discussions over the past year between the Canadian government and the bridge company on whether the conditions could be met, narrowed down, or a permit extension granted. But now it appears the company no longer has a desire to build a new bridge. WSGW News Time, 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. System will continue to move through the plains and then push off to the northeast through Monday. Strong winds associated with the storm system will wrap around, bringing much cooler air in behind the cold front as it pushes through the center of the country. Rain and storms will be likely ahead of the low and along the cold front, and snow will be possible on the backside of the low pressure system. Cloudy skies today with a high near 74 degrees. Cloudy skies tonight with a low of 58 degrees. Scattered rain showers on Tuesday with a high near 72. And that's your updated forecast. I'm meteorologist Angie Holliday with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Right now it's 58 degrees.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around. The show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW for this Monday, brand new week, last full week in the month of October already. Later on, open phones and right through the 10 o'clock hour. At 11 o'clock on Focus, we'll look at Rocket Grab Plus this morning. But for now, we're going to talk about a facility in Saginaw run by the Volunteers of America. They have a new thrift store up on Tittabawassee Road. We're going to talk about that this morning. And with us to say good morning is Kristin Benton. Good morning, Kristin.
Good morning. How are you?
I don't hear you. Make sure your mic isn't muted.
Can you hear us okay?
Nope. Wait a minute. Still don't hear you.
What
You're
about
unmuted?
now?
You are unmuted, right? Yep, you are. Okay. In that case, we have an issue. Oh, my goodness gracious. How do we get Kristin to be heard? Don't know, because everything looks like it's normal. Everything is normal. And you can hear me, but I can't hear you. This could be an issue, Kristin. Just a moment here. Let's see what we need to do. Everything looks right, which is really worrisome. When everything looks right, that scares me. Oh, my goodness gracious. I'll tell you what, unhook and then sign back on again. All right. Let's see if that does anything for us. We'll see if we can get Kristin up here. We certainly want to talk to her this morning. And we will be doing that. That new store opened a little while ago, Volunteers of America. We're going to find out about the organization, about the store, and what it does. And later on, by the way, on the open phones, there's a number of things to talk about this morning, including some lighter ones like the World Series is now set between Philadelphia and Houston. We'll talk about that too later on. All right, Kristin, let's try it again.
Can you hear me now?
Ooh, almost.
Almost, huh?
Just a minute. Yeah, I thought I... Try it again.
Can you hear me this morning?
I hear you faintly in the background. I'm going to check all my connections here to make sure that I have everything where it should be. And I don't. Here we go. Okay, I think we're going to have this fixed. How about now?
What about now?
How about now?
Good morning.
Okay, let's try it again. All right, I think I've got you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right.
Real radio, folks. There it is. And it's the video that was the problem, because I'm looking at Kristin on our stream, and that's where I couldn't hear her, and that's how we were using the audio this morning. Good morning, Kristin.
Good morning.
Oh, well, life goes on. So, Volunteers of America, before we get to the Saginaw thrift store, tell us a little bit about the organization that runs the thrift store, what you do.
So we are a 126-year-old organization, and we have been here in Michigan that entire time. We are serving veterans, providing social services, food, shelter. We're serving seniors with affordable living. And we're also helping struggling families through programs like our Operation Backpack. So we're providing brand new school supplies and backpacks to homeless and at-risk children throughout Michigan. And we also do programs like an Adopt a Family. Holidays coming, it's right around the corner. And we actually connect people in the community that are in need of help with those that are able to help. So last year, through that program alone, we were actually able to help 2,100 families.
Wow.
So there's a lot of things happening in our organization. We are part of a national affiliate, but this is just in Michigan we're talking about.
And was the creationist organization, was this faith-based, or was it simply straight volunteer?
It is a faith-based organization. Yes, actually, it started similar to Salvation Army by the son, actually, of one of the people that began Salvation Army. So we are somewhat similar services, but definitely our own organization. So faith-based, but open to everyone in the community.
So let's talk about the thrift store, because this is new to Saginaw. What brought that about?
So Saginaw is our newest, it's our 6th location. We have a senior living facility in Saginaw as well, in Buena Vista. But Saginaw is our largest thrift store, so 27,000 square feet. And we really wanted to be able to support social services in Michigan, and that's what that store does. So people can donate their gently used clothing, furniture, home decor, you name it. You can go in and shop for new to you things, shopping economically. And the sales from that store support services right here. So it's really a unique opportunity.
And for those that don't know, this is the former Gordman's location, right?
It is, yes.
Up on Tittabawassee Road.
Yes, yes.
What kind of hours do you keep there?
Well, we are there quite long hours, actually. So at 9 to 9, Monday through Saturday, and 10 to 7 on Sundays.
Yeah, that's a lot of hours.
So you can come see us anytime.
Yeah, I guess. That's good. And drop off, where did they do that?
So you can drop off right at the store. What's great is we also do pickup. So you can go online to voami.org/thrift and schedule a pickup from your home too, if you're unable to get to our store to donate.
So the services you provide, how would someone who's in need of those services find out about them or contact you?
The easiest way to contact us is through our website, voami.org. But you can also give us a call. We are always here. You can always email at info@voami.org. Any question that you have, you can send us an email, and we're happy to reach out and give you a call and help you get connected to the services that you need.
Now, you mentioned you have a senior facility in Buena Vista.
We do.
What happens there? What kind of facility is it?
It is an independent senior living facility. There's a lot of, so the seniors that are living there, they're all lower income seniors. It's a beautiful facility. I was just out there 2 weeks ago. Gorgeous facility. So people that are looking for comfortable, safe housing. There's activities and games, beautiful lawns outside. We definitely are always looking for volunteers to come in and help out in the senior center as well. So if you have some activities that you like to do, exercise that you like to do, arts and crafts, beautifying the grounds, we could use your help for sure.
You've anticipated my next question. Does VOA have volunteers?
Absolutely. At the senior centers, at the thrift stores, and of course in the veterans shelters as well.
And where would someone volunteer? Online again?
Yes, online is truly the best place to find all of our information.
So what's your role with VOA?
I'm the Director of Development Communications. So it's my job to get to talk to wonderful folks like yourself and help spread our mission.
And you are located where?
I'm based in our Southfield office, actually.
Southfield.
Yes.
So you said you have, 6 thrift stores around the area?
6, yes. Yes, 6
Spread
thrift
throughout
stores.
the state.
Mm-hmm. Yes. We have Burton, Corunna, Westland, 2 in Lansing, and of course, Saginaw.
Wow. Well, we're pleased to have you here. And you are in need of goods at the store.
Oh, we are. At any given time, there are about 3,000 new items on the floor in that store, that store alone. So we need new items all the time. The store is very busy. We've had great support from the community. We were really thrilled and really happy to be a part of the community. So we still need goods. We still need donations.
Volunteers of America thrift store in the former Gordman's location up on Tittabawassee Road. They're right next to Cabela's. Mm-hmm. And we wish you well with it. We'll check with you down the road, see how the store is doing.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Kristin, thanks for being with us.
Absolutely.
Have yourself a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Kristin Benton, she is with Volunteers of America, the new thrift store. Well, it's new a few months now at the former Gordman's location next to Cabela's up on Tittabawassee Road. We thank her for joining us this morning here on WSGW. We'll have open phones for the remainder of the program right through 11 o'clock now. We know you love your pet, and so does Subaru. It's Subaru Loves Pets Month at Thalen Subaru, 4211 North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. All this month, Thalen will contribute $100 for every new adoption from the Humane Society of Bay County. Now, you could give a fur baby its forever home. And the Subaru professionals at Thalen suggest you stop in to order the Subaru of your dreams or see what Thalen has on its way. Subaru features SUVs like the Crosstrek, Forester, Outback, and Ascent. Cars including the Impreza and Legacy. And, of course, it's performance cars, the BRZ and WRX. This month I'm driving a Legacy Touring XT, their top trim line, and what a magnificent car. Now, You can find more information about it at thinkthalen.com. But don't forget the Subaru Loves Pets event through the end of this month at Thalen Subaru, North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Adopt a pet this month, and Thalen will donate $100 to the Humane Society of Bay County. Thalen, serving your automotive needs for 45 years.
Some politicians drive me nuts. It's like the rules just don't apply to them.
Uh-oh, what now?
It's that Kristin McDonald rivet.
Is she one of those politicians who just spends and spends, making inflation worse?
Yes, but it's even worse with rivet. She voted herself a pay raise on her taxpayer fund.
Unbelievable.
And she was hiking her own pay while raising rates and fees for people like us.
We already can't pay our bills, and she's just making it worse. Only politicians like Kristin McDonald Rivet can get away with a scheme like that.
Worst part is, now she wants a promotion. She's running for state senate. Imagine what kind of damage she'd do if we send her to Lansing.
I'd never vote for a politician like Kristin McDonald Rivet.
Higher prices for us, higher salary for her. Say no to Kristin McDonald Rivet.
Paid for with regulated funds by the Senate Republican Campaign Committee, authorized by Annette Glenn for state senate.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Global growth stabilized last month, though it remains sluggish, reflecting the impact of high inflation and higher interest rates. The Chicago Fed National Activity Index was unchanged from August. Crude oil prices are lower. A fresh report from China indicates oil imports declined in September from the previous year. COVID restrictions have cut into China's oil demand. Medical device company Medtronic is splitting off part of its business. Patient monitoring and respiratory intervention will become separate. Toyota is said to be considering a reboot strategy to handle competition. Reuters says the revamp would slow the rollout of EVs on the drawing board, but would give Toyota a chance to compete with a more efficient manufacturing process. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Businesses don't run on automation or algorithms alone. What powers businesses are your people and the people they serve. At Cintas, your dedicated service reps understand what you need to help you keep your employees feeling safe, comfortable, and performing their best. So your business can too. For workwear, first aid and safety supplies, and fire protection services, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. If you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. The experts at Optima specialize in a powerful IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, police, a friend of mine said he's back on his feet again because of the recession.
How's that?
Bank took his car.
Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
Art Lewis here for WSGW, inviting you to explore America's last frontier, Alaska, from August 30th to September 10th, 2023. You'll fly from Detroit to Fairbanks for the start of a 12-day land and sea adventure. Ride the stern wheel of discovery as you learn about Alaska's diverse culture and rich history. Then it's on to Denali National Park for a tundra wilderness tour. From Denali, you'll ride a Talkeetna and stay at the Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge. The next day finds you driving to Whittier to board Holland America's New Amsterdam for a 7-night cruise. You'll see Hubbard Glacier, Glacier Bay, plus stops in Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan before sailing the Inside Passage to your final destination of Vancouver, BC. Past experience tells us this will sell out fast. For a brochure, send your address to me and I will forward the brochure to you. Send to artlewis@wsgw.com. That's ARTLEWIS at WSGW.com. Alaska is calling. All right, and we are back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. And as I said, open phones from now until 11 o'clock. And the number to call, 989-752-6111. I want to start out not on the heavy topics of the day, of which there are many, but the World Series. The two teams that will play in the World Series have been identified. One of them has not been there for a number of years. The other, it's their second in a row. The Philadelphia Phillies go up against the Houston Astros. Bryce Harper last night was the hero of the game and also the most valuable player for Philadelphia. And I'm torn between my support, and I must explain why. My wife is from Reading, Pennsylvania, just outside Philadelphia, about 60 miles from Philadelphia. And they are Phillies fans. The family is Phillies fans. So by default, I'm a Phillies fan. Gotta vote with the family, you know? But the other side of that coin is that I am a Justin Verlander fan and would love to see Justin get another ring. So as I say, I'm torn. But the good news for me is I can't lose. If the Phillies win, I'm happy. If Justin wins, I'm happy. Maybe the perfect solution for me is the Phillies win the series, but Justin win his games. Maybe that'd be the perfect solution. But I must admit, I did not watch much of the playoffs. I think I saw the end of the 18-inning game. That was about it. I just haven't had the interest, to be honest. But I probably will watch some of the series between the Phillies and the Astros. So we'll see what happens. But, it's not the media's favorite. Media likes East Coast, West Coast, because that's where they get the big audiences. But I think this one will do all right. Phillies and Houston, a couple of good teams, and at least we're not looking at the same olds, Boston and the Yankees and the Dodgers and all the teams. They're always there, Well, let's give somebody else a chance. Now, you might say that about Houston because they've been there too. They were there last year, but they're not the stalwarts that the East and West Coasts are. Now, they've had their issues. They were the ones that were tagged for cheating by stealing signals, which Pat Johnston and I debate regularly because I'm of the opinion that the signals used in baseball are public. They're done in full view. So how can you steal what's been in full view? Now, I understand they were using gadgets and gizmos and all of that stuff. So what was the answer? Baseball now uses gadgets and gizmos. The catchers have little pads on their leg that they type in the type of pitch they want, and the pitcher has some kind of receiving device in his hat that buzzes or does something and tells him what kind of pitch to pitch, so that they don't have to do the public signals that they were doing. Well, okay, fine. Now, if somebody comes along and hacks into that pad system, oh my goodness, I could see the scandal now. But I've always felt that way. If they used to complain about people stealing signals on second base because they can see what the catcher's doing. Well, then you had to figure a way to do it some other way or change the signals so nobody knows what they are. If you're doing it in public, everybody has the ability to see it. Now, I understand there were some gadgets used and there was complaints and all that stuff. But I still go back to the basic premise that they're public signals. They're done in public. They're done in full view. So there. Pat and I will probably disagree on that forever, but that's what makes a horse race. So good luck to the Phillies. Good luck to Houston as the World Series gets underway at the end of October. Wow. Now, that probably is not a problem in Houston because the weather down there is reasonably, warm at this time of year. But Philadelphia, on the other hand, could be interesting. Could be interesting, to say the least. All right, so much about that. If you got some thoughts about baseball and stealing signs, by all means, you can give us a jingle. Also, just one other soft note this morning. Halloween coming up a week from today. And pulled a story down about the most popular candies for Halloween. And I would have thought the one on top, yeah. But some of these I would not have thought. Here is the list. This is the top 10 candies in America, according to candystore.com, whoever they are. I'll go from 10 to 1. Number 10, candy corn. Number 9, Tootsie Pops. Number 8, Snickers. Number 7, Hershey Kisses. Number 6, Sour Patch Kids. Really? Number 5, Hot Tamales. Number 4, Starburst. Number 3, M&M's. Number 2, Skittles. And number 1, and this I can understand the number 1, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups top the list. And different states have different lists. But here's another couple of lists. What are the best candies? And Candy Store used rankings from multiple websites as well as surveying 15,000 people on their favorite candies. Number 1, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Top of the list. Number 2, M&M's. Number 3, Snickers. Number 4, Skittles. Number 5, Sour Patch Kids. I don't understand that one. Number 6, the good old-fashioned Hershey bar. Number 7, Hot Tamales. Number 8, Kit Kat. Number 9, Twix. And number 10, Butterfinger. That list is a little more, to me, representative, although I don't see my favorite on there, Three Musketeers. And the worst candy, number 10, Good and Plenty. Number 9, any kind of licorice. Number 8, Tootsie Rolls. Really? Number 7, Mary Jane's. Number 6, Smarties. Number 5, Wax Cola bottles. Remember those? Number 4, Necco wafers. Ooh, I like those. Number 3, Peanut Butter Kisses. Number 2, candy corn. And the number 1 worst candies ever, Circus Peanuts. There you go. So when you go trick-or-treating, take your kids someplace where they got the best, right? All right, we're going to take a break. Lines open for you, whatever you want to chat about. It is an open phone edition right up to 11 o'clock this morning. A 401k can be an important asset for many Americans' retirements. You made contributions to your 401k every single paycheck for years and even decades. Its tax advantages and portability may enable workers to build a sizable and important nest egg. But its flexibility can also be costly if you aren't aware of potential mistakes. Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a guide that will teach you how to avoid an IRS early distribution penalty and full taxation on rollovers, the little-known weapon you can use, your most mistake-proof option, and more. Request your guide today at 989-835-7203 or visit GreatLakesInvestmentAdvisors.com. This commercial shall in no way be construed as a solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
I'm Jacob Hilliker, Bay County Road Commissioner. I believe we deserve more local road funding for the amount of taxes we pay downstate. We all know working people in Bay County have always had to shout a little louder to be heard in Lansing. That's why I'm here. I'm a proud union member, business owner, and I operate a small farm. I don't have time for the national partisan nonsense of the week. I'm here to do a job. Vote Hilliker. Paid for by Jacob Hilliker for Bay County.
Who's backing Kim Coonan? State House. Out-of-state radical groups that want to force their extremist policies on Michigan, including defunding our police. Don't let Kim Coonan bring their radical policies here to destroy Michigan communities and endanger your family. Kim Coonan doesn't stand with us. Coonan backs his out-of-state radical friends. But Timmy Beeson believes in representing Bay County and will always fight for us because Bay County is Beeson's home. That's why Beeson delivered life-saving benefits for people and businesses during the COVID pandemic, and why Beeson is now working to lower costs and stop the out-of-control inflation that's strangling our economy by reducing auto insurance costs and cutting taxes for families so Michiganders can keep more of what they earn. A hometown fighter working for our community. Timmy Beeson for state representative.
Paid for with regulated funds by House Republican Campaign Committee authorized by Timmy Beeson.
The new Google Pixel 7 Pro is super, especially when it's on Verizon, the network America relies on. It's supercharged, super powered, and a super
deal.
You know it. Now, switch to Verizon and get the Google Pixel 7 Pro on us with select trade-ins and select 5G unlimited plans.
That really is super.
Yep. There's never been a better time to switch to Verizon. $899.99 device payment purchase with new smartphone line on select 5G unlimited plans required. $200 Verizon e-gift card with port-in. Less $700 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. 0% APR. Trade-in conditions and additional terms apply.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right. Start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 888-74-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 888-74-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 888-74-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building, fast and easy. Call 888-74-STEEL. That's 888-747-8335. 888-74-STEEL.
Take the handoff from J.J. McCarthy and walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan. Donovan Edwards.
Michigan seeks revenge against in-state rival Michigan State at the Big House, Saturday night at 6:30 on 790 News Radio WSGW. Broadcasting from the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios. This is WSGW.
Hi, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show, where open phones prevail from now till 11 o'clock at 989-752-6111. As you can well imagine, if you go on to any of the news websites, politics dominates. Not only here, but politics in England, too. We'll get to that. But there was an NBC News poll that said that the American voters have anger on their minds. Sky-high interest rates, polarization seem to be what's up. I mean, we're 2 weeks and a day away from Election Day, although a lot of places are voting early. And voter interest may be at an all-time high for a midterm election. And what's interesting, and we can hear it here, 80% of Democrats and Republicans believe the political opposition poses a threat that, if not stopped, will destroy America as we know it. So 80% of Republicans look at Democrats that way. 80% of Democrats look at Republicans that way. And 2/3 of reliable Democratic and Republican voters say they'd still support their party's political candidate, even if that person had a moral failing that wasn't consistent with their own values. And those are some of the findings. And I have to tell you, particularly on that last one, where they would support a candidate even if their moral failings weren't to their standards. See, I call that blind allegiance. When you vote for the party simply because it's the party and don't take into account the candidate, that to me is blind allegiance. That is not how I vote. I vote for the individual I believe will do the best job. Now, obviously, I would like to vote for an individual who sees things as I do. That's what politics is all about, isn't it? But if that individual appears to me to be unfit for office, I'm not going to vote for him, even if it's my party. I don't have a party. I know people think I'm one way or the other, and I probably am in terms of my leanings, but I'm not registered either way. And I never vote blindly by party. I never pull the party lever, let's put it that way, ever. But that's the beauty of the American voting system. You're free to vote for whom you want when you vote. Bill is in Hemlock, so let's say hello to Bill this morning. Good morning, Bill. Bill,
hello.
There you are.
About angry voters. Talk about angry voters. I voted ever since I was 18 years old. I'm going to be 80 in June.
Oh, I'm going to be 80 before you.
And I was getting, just like that Scott that calls in, he's really angry. And I was getting the same way. But you know what I did? I went to where you register to vote, and I told them I wanted to deregister so I can't vote anymore. And they really didn't want to do it. And I said, hey, you better take my name off of there or I'm going to hurt somebody. I'm getting so mean. This was about a month ago.
Yeah.
It feels so great that I did that.
Why? Because you didn't have, nobody's forced. Wait, Bill. Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
Because nobody's forcing you to vote. You could have stayed home.
Like I was forced.
Why were you forced?
But it was like I was forced.
Why were you forced? Why? Why were you forced? Nobody forces you to vote.
Well, just my family and everybody and this and that. And if anybody votes, they can't vote for the people that are there now. So like Glenn Beck said, and like the Bush family said, if you have any morals, you can't vote for Trump or Joe. You have to have a write-in. And I was watching the news like 10 talk shows. Now I don't do that. I have time for everything else. It's just I feel so great that I can't vote. I do. I just feel so great I can't vote.
Well, listen, that's the American way too. You have that right. That's what it's all about.
This economy hasn't bothered me a bit. I've got everything paid for. I got money in the bank. In fact,
Well,
it's helping me with my social
yeah, well,
security.
you're the rare one.
More.
Yeah, you're the rare one. You understand that, don't you?
And percentage rates, I wish it would go back up to 18%, like when I first
Why?
bought my house, because I was getting 18%.
Yeah, but you were spending it. You weren't making money. You were
My
spending
mother
it.
was getting 15% CDs, but now I got everything paid for now.
Yeah, well,
And
listen,
I got cash
more
in-
power
I got
to you.
cash in the bank.
More power to you.
6%. 6 to 8% house pay is nothing.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, I just feel so good that I can't vote anymore. Thank you.
All right. Enjoy life. Take care, Bill. Listen, it's a personal decision, and everybody makes the decision they want to make. You mentioned that morally you can't vote for Trump, you can't vote for Biden. Well, he's not alone in that, and neither were the Bushes or anybody else. Fully two-thirds of Americans in this poll say they do not want to see a Biden-Trump rematch. 2/3. Be interesting to see if we do get one or not. They both make a lot of noise. Biden has said, well, listen, I'll run again, but if you don't think I'm doing the job, then vote for another Democrat. And Trump, he's making all kinds of noises like he's going to run, but I'm not sure he will. Time will tell. We will take a break, come back, lines open for you.
Virginia, Kansas, Berkeley, Ventura, San Francisco, San Diego, Oakland, and Grand Junction, Little Rock, Springfield, Maryland, and Washington. Paul Young has been everywhere, man. But he hasn't spent a lot of time in Michigan. Paul Young has been away from Michigan for nearly 40 years, living in California and all around the country for decades. Now he's spending over $1 million of his fortune to buy a congressional seat here in Michigan. Has an agenda in Congress, and it's not ours. Young's agenda would give tax breaks to millionaires like himself while raising taxes on the middle class and putting Medicare and Social Security at risk. And Young is on the side of wealthy drug companies against lower prescription prices for families and seniors. Paul Young is not from here, and he's definitely not for us. Paid for by House Majority PAC, theHouseMajorityPAC.com. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, or even with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Affordable term life insurance is out there. Call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-481-1458, 800-481-1458, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too.
Hey, listener. Welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance. And the music never stops. Hit it.
There's an emu with a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gonna fuel up to save you money and hit the streets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I'm your man, Steve Harvey, and I got some great news. Listen to me, for real. This is your last chance to win $7,000 a week for life from Publishers Clearinghouse. But you got to be in it to win it. Enter now at PCH.com. October 31st, the prize patrol could be at your house. Hurry, enter now. Don't miss your last chance to win $7,000 a week for life. Come on now. Enter at PCH.com.
No purchase necessary. Void or prohibited. Entries due 10/28.
What's the best product I bought this year? Oh, that's easy. Salon Pause Pain Relieving Patches. The proven medicines in Salon Pause patches reduce my pain and let me do the things I need to do every day.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salon Pause reported improved sleep, mood, and the ability to work. They had less pain and were able to reduce their use of oral pain medications.
For pain, I use Salonpas. It's good medicine.
The WSGW Morning Team.
WSW online poll is statewide ballot proposal 3. Remember, Election Day is coming Tuesday, November 8th, and Michigan voters are facing local candidates and proposals and statewide candidates and proposals, including this one. And statewide proposal 3 basically outlines itself and how the proposal will be worded on your ballot. One aspect that's not referenced in the proposal is that it would invalidate any state laws conflicting with the amendment should it pass. Here's how the proposal reads. A proposal to amend the state constitution to establish new individual right to reproductive freedom, including right to make all decisions about pregnancy and abortion, allows state to regulate abortion in some cases, and for individuals exercising established right. That's how the wording will read. Poll question. Should Proposal 3 be adopted? It's either yes or it's no. We appreciate you voting in our poll. You head to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the poll box. You can vote that way.
The Morning Team. Weekdays 5:30 till 9 on WSGW. News coverage.
Our economy is strong as hell.
Despite what the White House says.
Do you want to put your Social Security in the hands of Ted Cruz and Marjorie Taylor Greene?
News.
Russia deepening an alliance with Iran.
Suicide drones.
Nuclear threats. Will be to codify Roe v. Wade.
Abortion rights will literally be Michigan.
We're going to have pro-life majorities in the House and the Senate.
I am resigning.
You could help drop the price at the pump. He's playing politics.
News coverage on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW with the midterms 2 weeks away, 2 weeks and a day, if you will, the official election day. A lot of places, as I mentioned earlier, are voting early. They voted already. A lot of mail-in ballots and high interest in this midterm. And it's always interesting to see what politicians do before the election. For example, here in Michigan, the governor has announced now that the folks receiving assistance in grocery shopping, bridge cards, and the like will get a $95 bump this month. Well, how convenient, just before the election. Now, I'm not saying they don't deserve it, but I'm just saying timing is always suspicious. It happens regularly in politics. Both sides play the game. And, it's just the way it is today. Just absolutely amazing how the political world has gone so far astray from what it was. Polarization is just extreme, to say the least. And we've forgotten how to have conversations. We've forgotten how to sit down and talk about issues, take the best ideas from both sides, put it together in something that makes sense for the American people or the state that you live in or the community you live in. I fear for the future. I really do. I think that if this continues down the path it's going, we're going to self-destruct. It's going to tear itself apart. Particularly if government keeps handing out the goodies. Let me find this. I've read this so many times, but every time I read it, I get reaction to it. And this is attributed to a guy named Alexander Fraser Tytler. But there's some question as to whether he really wrote it or not. But whether he did or he didn't is not the point. It's what the words say and where we are on that cycle. It says, quote, "A democracy cannot exist as a permanent form of government. It can only exist until the voters discover that they can vote themselves largesse from the public treasury. From that moment on, the majority always votes for the candidates promising the most benefits from the public treasury, with the result that a democracy always collapses over loose fiscal policy, always followed by a dictatorship. The average age of the world's greatest civilizations has been 200 years. Well, we've beaten that one so far. These nations have progressed through this sequence, from bondage to spiritual faith, from spiritual faith to great courage, from courage to liberty, from liberty to abundance, from abundance to selfishness, from selfishness to apathy, from apathy to dependence, and from dependence back into bondage. Where are we on that scale? Think about it. We'll take our last break this hour. Next hour is open phones for the entire hour.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement to help you understand the must-do retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
In these challenging economic times, we need a strategy to fix Michigan's economy. That's why Annette Glenn has a plan to improve the economic climate in the Saginaw Valley. Annette Glenn listened to our agriculture industry, small businesses, and families, and she created a plan that will help our communities recover and grow again, making life more affordable for everyone by opposing out-of-control big government spending to reduce inflation, cutting taxes, power of farmers, families, and small businesses, and helping family farms stay in the family by reducing burdensome government regulations. Call Annette Glenn today at 517-373-1791. Thank Annette for working in the legislature to boost families, farmers, and other small businesses. By working together, we can make the Saginaw Valley a better place to raise a family and do business. Paid for by the Michigan Farm Bureau Family of Companies and Greenstone Farm Credit Services.
All right, that wraps up this hour. But we'll be back next hour, open phones for the entire hour here on WSGW. Prior to that, news from CBS. That's the national and international report. Michael Percha in the newsroom with the local report for you, the region and the state. And then we'll be back to chat with you. We'll talk to you in just a few minutes here on WSGW.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Britain is about to get another new prime minister. Correspondent Vicky Barker has our top story from London.
After his only challenger dropped out of the race at the last minute,
Rishi Sunak is therefore elected as leader of the Conservative Party.
the former finance minister will be Britain's first minority prime minister. It's third. Early September. The economist Andrew Palmer says Sunak will have his work cut out for him, calming his divided party and the markets after 6 tumultuous weeks in British politics.
He has a monstrous task ahead of him, and it will be a very, very difficult winter.
2 weeks before the U.S. midterms, there are claims of voter intimidation near Phoenix. CBS's Nancy Cordes.
In Arizona, election officials are concerned about possible voter intimidation in the city of Mesa. Voters say armed individuals dressed in tactical gear set up Friday near a ballot drop box.
The nation's report card released today is a new testament to schools failing children during the pandemic. Math scores among 4th and 8th graders dropped in every state, and a decline in reading wiped out 3 decades of gains. Kevin Huffman heads the nonprofit tutoring program Accelerate.
People can point fingers and relitigate all of the opening and closing questions that we had over the last couple of years, but if you're a student, nobody wants to hear wrong. You want to hear what's the plan.
16-year-old Ethan Crumley has pleaded guilty in Michigan to terrorism and first-degree murder almost a year after a school shooting that killed 4 students at Oxford High. Prosecutors say there was no plea deal. A conviction usually brings an automatic life prison term. Opening statements scheduled to begin today in Harvey Weinstein's sexual assault trial in Los Angeles. Correspondent Steve Futterman is there.
The charges include forcible rape and sexual battery involving 5 women between 2004 and 2013. Harvey Weinstein's already been found guilty in New York on similar charges. The alleged victims here will now get their day in court too.
Governor Newsom's wife is among 5 alleged victims expected to take the stand. A new study finds Americans aren't doing a very good job of recycling. Here's CBS's Jim Crisula.
Only 5% of the enormous amount of plastic waste generated by Americans last year was recycled, according to new research by Greenpeace. The group says the country discarded 50 of wrappers, bottles, and bags in 2021, amounting to about 310 pounds of plastic per person.
Dow is up 260 points, S&P ahead 15. This is CBS News.
You need to hire? Indeed is with you every step of the way, helping you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Hometown feel and big-time winning. That's Saginaw Eagles Landing, the place where everyone greets you with smile after smile. In the casino, at the restaurants, or in the hotel. This is a getaway that makes you feel right. Hundreds of slots, great food, and a comfy place to stay. So come on in and see what the good times are all about. Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit Saginaw-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
It's a new day because COVID vaccines just got a big update. So all the big stuff coming up this fall, well, now you can say, you bet I'll be there. Because updated COVID vaccines protect against both the original COVID virus and everyone 5 and older can get one. So this is a moment we've all been waiting for.
Find updated COVID vaccines at vaccines.gov. We can do this. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending Ooma and their all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution.
Ooma?
To Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGD.
Partly cloudy skies and 61 degrees at 10:04. Good morning, I'm Mike Perchup. The Shiawassee Township couple faces second-degree murder charges in the death of their 1-year-old son after the child apparently died of an acute fentanyl overdose in February. Jennifer Kincaid and David Bannister were arraigned Friday. Kincaid, who has struggled with drug use since 2012, lost custody of her children after a probation violation in 2018. The child's father, Bannister's arrest. After the boy's death in February, his twin sister was removed from the home and placed into foster care. The parents are each being held in the Shiawassee jail on a $250,000 bond. Hemlock Semiconductor held a groundbreaking ceremony Friday to celebrate a $375 million expansion of its facility in Saginaw County. HSC manufactures ultra-pure polysilicon for use in solar panels and computer chips. The expansion is expected to create jobs. U.S. Congressman Dan Kildee, who was in attendance at the event, says HSC is a global leader in its industry based right there in Michigan.
Not just in terms of the products that are necessary right now for the economy, but actually inventing the products and the material for the future. And so much of what we're seeing here, I think, is just a precursor for what's to come, and it's really an exciting time for us.
The groundbreaking comes on the heels of Governor Gretchen Whitmer's recent executive empowering Michigan to compete for funding from the CHIPS and Science Act. With curbside fall leaf collection coming soon, the city of Midland is encouraging residents in all areas to begin raking leaves to the street at this time. A start date for the 2022 curbside leaf collection has not been determined, though crews do anticipate it will begin in early November. Once collection begins, it will start in Area B, then proceed to Area C, D, and A. Please leave 1 foot of gutter space between the leaf pile and the curb to allow a path for the water to properly drain from the street. Avoid placing brush refuse into curbside leaf piles as it creates a safety hazard for crews and equipment, and place fall yard waste in yard bags or bins at the curb on trash collection day. Annual bin stickers or 40-cent bag stickers are not required through the end of the 2022 collection season. WSGW News Time 10:07.
Are you looking for something special? Something right for your needs? What about something with performance backed by unique germplasm? Well, we're here to help you find a soulmate for your soil. Your soil mate. With AgriGold, enjoy a seed made so specifically for your soil it feels. The team that's with you every step of the way. It's never been easier. Find your soil mate at chooseagrigold.com.
WSGW News Time 10:07. The weather forecast is coming up next. One person has been killed in a crash in the Upper Peninsula's Simi Township on M28 east of Munising after a car carrying a kayak on the roof rack, and that kayak came loose. It hit an oncoming pickup, piercing the windshield and hitting the driver, killing 31-year-old Matthew Morgretz of Colorado. His wife. Information will be forwarded to the Schoolcraft County prosecutor for review once the investigation has been completed. It looks like car makers will be dealing with supply chain disruptions well into next year. Here's AutoBeat reporter Jeff Gilbert.
We're seeing steady improvement in inventories and better production schedules, but Nasha Madlani, who's the senior director at S&P Global Ratings, says there are still a number of issues, and he hears about it from suppliers.
Because when we talk to suppliers, we're still seeing signs of automakers not having the same level of steady production visibility that they would like.
Madlani says we could the middle part of next year, when the supply of vehicles gets better, this lead to more concerns about demand. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
Michigan residents who receive food assistance are set to receive extra support this month. Here's Michigan News Network's Luke Sloan.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer announced that all Michigan families eligible for food assistance benefits will receive an additional $95 monthly payments for October. Whitmer says the purpose of the payments is to offset cost of living increases, lower grocery bills, and free up more household dollars for other essentials such as utility bills, gas, and winter coats. The payments will help more than 1.3 million Michigan residents, 1,000 households. In addition to the extra payments, Meijer announced that it will begin offering special discounts on fruits and vegetables for its customers who receive food assistance.
No player took home the grand prize for the Powerball Saturday night, pushing tonight's jackpot to an estimated $610 million, the eighth largest prize in Powerball's 30 years history. The cash option for the drawing this evening, just over $292 million. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
WSGW Weatherology forecast. For today, we'll see a slight chance for some light rain, otherwise cloudy conditions, and a high into the mid-70s. For later on tonight, we'll see cloudy skies continuing with a low temperature around 58, winds staying out of the southeast between 15 and 20. On Tuesday, we'll see a chance of rain developing later on into the afternoon, otherwise cloudy conditions, and a high near 72. For later on Tuesday night, rain will be likely with a low into the middle 50s. We'll then see a good chance of rain on Wednesday. High temperatures will be staying into the upper 50s near 60. I'm meteorologist Nick Carlisle with the WSGW Weatherology forecast.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, the Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And good morning. Welcome back. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Nice to have you with us on this Monday, the final full week of the month of October, which just absolutely blows my mind. It was like yesterday was October 1st. I don't know where it goes. I have no idea, folks. I just know the older I get, the faster time seems to go. Have you ever noticed that? I'll bet you have. It's just the way it is. Can't do anything about it. Might as well just suck it up and enjoy it. So that's what we do. Anyway, it's open phones this hour. Whatever you'd like to talk about, give us a call. 989-752-6111. That is the number. And we, of course, would love to chat with you about whatever's on your mind. Lifestyle, politics, sports, you name it. We talk about it and have a good time doing it, too. I tell people all the time, it's the most fun I can have. Sitting here and chatting with folks, not knowing what they're going to talk about. It's just a good time. You might have heard the news that the auto industry is doing a little bit better in terms of inventory, and that's visible. When you drive around, you can see that some of the dealers, at least, seem to have greater frontline inventory on their new side. The chip shortage has started to ease, but they still have other issues they're dealing with. And even though the chip shortage is not totally behind us, it's no longer the big issue because it is improving at least a little bit. But if you're looking for a new vehicle, dealers are doing better. They've got them on their lots. Let's say good morning to Carol in Sheridan. Carol, good morning to you.
Good morning. I usually don't talk politics, but I thought I'd have a little fun this morning.
Okay.
Okay. I got about 3 things here. If Tudor Gibson Dixon the DeVos thing, Betsy's gonna. If she's donated $5 million to that gal, she's going to kind of run the show. I'm quite sure of that. I would if I'd spent that much money on somebody. She made fun of Gretchen and being kidnapped. Betsy DeVos, when her kids were young, were so afraid of her kids being kidnapped, they went a helicopter.
Yeah, okay, but Betsy's not running for office.
No, but she will be if Gibson gets if Dixon gets that. If she's paid $5 million toward her, she's going to be her yes gal. Now, you can't tell me if you haven't donated, you're going to pretty much run the show, right?
No,
right.
But you can look at it that way. I think some people do. I'm sure.
This is my view. Okay.
Yeah, no, I understand. That's right, Carol. That's exactly right.
Yeah, and now the Enbridge oil. They telling how great Enbridge oil is. Enbridge oil of 840,000 gallons of crude into the Tambri River, and they have had 33 inland oil spills since 1968, amounting over to 1 million gallons. So, and we've got to remember what lovely governors that Engler and Snyder was. I mean, these guys were terrible.
Well, in your view,
a lot of money.
In your view,
yeah, but now you think that what good?
No, I'm not pointing out my view at all. I'm just suggesting to you that is your view because there are a lot of people that don't agree with you, and there's a lot of people that do.
Snyder was an excellent governor.
There are a lot of people who do. A lot of people voted for him more than once. Well, you can laugh at it, but it's true.
Well, I don't know what he was good for unless it was nothing. but that's just some of my views that I thought of this.
And I understand that. You listen, Carol, your views are shared by a lot of people, but there are a lot of people who do not share your views. You understand that. You're smart enough to know that.
Farm, well, yeah, I am smart. In farm, although I'm losing some of it, I really am. And like Farm Bureau, they really back Dixon. Well, now they're finally getting up to St. Louis. Farm Bureau owned that Velsica when they fed everybody in Michigan PBB. And now it's taken 50 years to get that cleaned up. And, you know, and they're a big, you know, pusher of Dixon too. And all the less rules and less things, but we got to look around, and we really have cleaned up some quite nasty messes that's been hanging around here for quite a while. It's you know, when you got grandkids, it makes a little difference. I think, you know, what kind of world that we want these kids to live in. Well, it would be nice to leave it a little nicer than the big.
Oh, agree with you there. Always agree with you
know?
there. It's our responsibility to leave the planet in as good a shape, if not better than we found it. I do not disagree with you there.
Well, it's just sad to see, you know, how we have treated Mother Earth. Really, and all these cutting all the trees and doing all these things, you know, and they just don't consider the next couple of generations what kind of world these kids are
Do you
gonna
think
live
we've treated the earth worse than Mother Nature's treated the earth?
Oh heavens, yes.
Okay. All right. I'm just asking.
Well, what is she? Has she dumped all that poison? I
Yeah.
don't think anybody should.
Every
have to
time there's a
listen to the law.
volcano, every time there's an earthquake, every time there's anything like that. Yeah, it's Mother Nature, isn't it?
Well, a lot of it.
Can't ignore 'em.
Everything is getting worse. But not the volcano. But I don't think we should have lawn chemicals. I don't think people should be able to. I can see like maybe a golf course or farmers using. Go put a bunch of poison on your yards and things.
Well, but the lawn chemicals have changed. All the phosphates have been removed for the most part. You know, listen, society is improving in the way it does things. There's no two ways about it.
Well, I hope so. But every time I see it, I think about the frogs and the fishies and,
Yeah, all
and
right.
all the little things. And there's very, very few insects anymore. And what are the birds going to live on if there's very few insects? And, you know, that's a
They're going to live on the bird seed outside my window because we have hundreds of them. That's what they're going to live on.
And we don't feed them in the summer. You know, we quit. feeding
We
them
do.
when run out.
We feed them all the time.
Well, we don't feed them in the summer. We quit when we run out of bird seed. You know, like in April or May or around.
Yeah,
there, we just,
we feed them because we like to watch them.
But you don't worry, they'll be back. The next, if you start feeding them failures.
No, I understand that, but we like to see them all year, so we just keep track of them. All right.
Yeah, well, we do. It's a big enjoyment. Well, thank you for listening instead of being
Yep.
so combative.
You bet. Take care.
I'll wait for the other people to be combative.
All right, Carol. Thanks. Bye-bye. Let's talk to Errol. Errol, good morning.
I'm going to make your day today, sir.
Oh, I
You want
can't wait.
something fun? Oh, you said you wanted to improve your life. A nice trip. Take a trip up the Boyne Mountain Road. And they have a brand new thing that opened up in the last week, I think. It's a suspension bridge that's 1,200 feet long. And what it is, it's a place that you go up and this bridge, this is 1,200 feet long. You look at all the color and everything else from up there. It's built with a platform. In the middle of the platform, there's clear plexiglass, and so you can see what's down below you. But it is a beautiful, beautiful trip to.
Sounds like it.
Just open.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, it may take a Republican to be able to afford it. It's $45 a head to walk up there. But, there's my.
Oh, gee.
But it's a new attraction in Michigan. I don't know where they came up with the idea, but it's not in Boyne Mountain, or not in Boyne City. It's at Boyne Mountain.
I still want to go over to the Midland Forest and walk their elevated stuff. I haven't done that yet. I want to do that one of these days.
And
it's not $45 a head there either.
No, it's not. Or you can go to the one in out there at the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, that's on the western end of the canyon. Yeah.
A lot of people won't go out there, but
Well.
it's quite a ways away, and it's all clear plastic.
All right.
And it's work the trip, sir. Have a nice day.
Good enough.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Errol. Bye-bye.
Toledo's I'm getting to today.
All right. Bye-bye now. Delmar, hang on. We're going to get to you right after the break here on WSGW.
Because the challenges you face are getting bigger every year. BASF is committed to helping with more than boots on the ground. We're committed to boots in the mud, boots on the steps of your truck, your tractor, your combine, the linoleum tiles of your coffee shop, the concrete of your co-op, the gravel in your shed. So we can help right now to ensure success. BASF, helping you do the biggest job on earth.
In these challenging economic times, we need a strategy to fix Michigan's economy. That's why Annette Glenn has a plan to improve the economic climate in the Saginaw Valley. Annette Glenn listened to our agriculture industry, small businesses, and families, and she created a plan that will help our communities recover and grow again, making life more affordable for everyone by opposing out-of-control big government spending to reduce inflation, cutting taxes to increase the buying power of farmers, families, and small businesses, and helping in the family by reducing burdensome government regulations. Call Annette Glenn today at 517-373-1791. Thank Annette for working in the legislature to boost families, farmers, and other small businesses. By working together, we can make the Saginaw Valley a better place to raise a family and do business. Paid for by the Michigan Farm Bureau Family of Companies and Greenstone Farm Credit Services.
Smith & Wesson is committed to empowering Americans, no matter what. With inflation hitting everywhere, we've decided to make a change. Now, you can buy a Smith & Wesson Shield Plus, our most popular concealed carry firearm, at an all-new low price, $100. We're absorbing the costs and passing along the savings to you, so you don't have to compromise on personal security. Visit smithandwesson.com to find a Shield Plus near you. Smith & Wesson, always expect the best.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened higher this week will include earnings from nearly a third of companies in the S&P 500. Those stocks of companies based in mainland China and Hong Kong are sharply lower after China's premier, Xi Jinping, cemented his control over the ruling Communist Party. Tesla shares are lower after reports the electric prices in China by up to 9%. Schlumberger is dropping the name of its founders and will instead go by the name SLB. The company's been known for its oil services. Now it's embracing new age energy services. Plant-based protein company Beyond Meat is launching a Beyond Steak line to be sold at Kroger, Albertsons, Walmart, and other grocery stores. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Is your small business ready for holiday mailing and shipping? Get ahead of the chaos with Stamps.com. Office you can access anywhere. You'll get major discounts on USPS and UPS rates, and it's easy to compare carriers and rates for the best deals. Sign up at Stamps.com with promo code BUSINESS for a 4-week trial, plus free postage and a digital scale. That's Stamps.com, promo code BUSINESS.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 800-730-8405 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check. As easy as, that's 800-730-8405.
What's the best product I bought this year? Oh, that's easy. Salon Paws Pain Relieving Patches. The proven medicines in Salon Paws patches reduce my pain I need to do every day.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salonpas reported improved sleep, mood, and the ability to work. They had less pain and were able to reduce their use of oral pain medications.
For pain, I use Salonpas. It's good medicine.
Sponsored by Hisamitsu.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, police, a friend of mine said he's back on his feet again because of the recession. How's that? Bank took his car.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and continuing on, we have Delmar in Saginaw. Delmar, good morning to you.
Hey, Art, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
This is for the lady named Carol who just called about Betsy DeVos.
Yep.
When that federal relief money started going to the states, I don't know how Betsy DeVos got in there, but she took over $4 million for her private schools. And being one of the administrators, of course, that money went to the administrators and to her schools, taking it away from the public schools. And Dana Nessa went after her and sued her for that money and got it back. Got that $4 million something back for the taxpayers, that was used for her private schools. The other thing is, if you watch Face the Nation yesterday, people go to fact check and look stuff up on fact check. They had 6 Republican governors on there that are scaring their people into voting Republican of the mandates for the flu shot and for the COVID shots. None of them would appear on Face the Nation yesterday or comment, but Gottlieb, the guy, that doctor from the CDC, was on there. The CDC does not mandate any of those vaccines for kids who go to school. So go to fact check, look stuff up, funding police, and this other stuff that they're pushing on these vaccines.
What's it got to do with defunding police?
Oh, no, I said go on fact check and look up the ones that are pushing their defund the police. These people are saying defund the police, but tell me who said it first. What politicians have been to defund the police?
Yeah.
Maybe the rioters said defund the police because they're tired of the police shooting people, unarmed people in the back. They're the ones that are saying defund the police, not the politicians that are running. Just remember, people, there's 300 election deniers running for office this coming Tuesday.
Yep. There's lots of people running for election.
Now there's 300 of them that believe that the election was stolen.
Yeah, I know it. And the voters will have their say.
Voters will have their say, but the problem is that people can't sort out what's reality and what's BS. That's the sad part, Art.
Yeah, well, that's always been a problem because I think half the voters go to the poll uninformed. But
tell these people to go to fact check. Look these facts up. You can look them up.
Okay, good enough.
Factcheck.org. Okay. The other thing too, on Proposal 3, Republicans are pushing that anybody can do an abortion now. That's not true. In all 50 states, in order to do any kind of a medical procedure on another human being. And they're pushing, anybody can do an abortion now. That's what the law says. It doesn't say that.
All right.
Thanks, sir.
Fair enough. Good enough. Thanks, Delmar. And Mark is in Midland. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
Good.
Went out to Vegas last week and I rented a car. I wanted to do a public service announcement. Route 66, when you're heading out to the Grand Canyon, has a last chance gas station. Got bamboozled at $6.09 a gallon. Half mile up the road, it was $4.35. So they have good signage there to make you think this is your last chance to get gas, but it's not. So
yeah, that's interesting. What did it cost you to rent the car? That's the thing I'm curious about.
It was just a couple $100.
Really? So would you say that it was comparable to what you've done in the past?
Well, what I've done in the past, yeah. I didn't see the rates increase that much,
Okay.
But I don't like being stuck on the strip. I'd rather be more mobile. I was able to do a lot more than walk up and down.
I'm like that wherever I go. I want to have something at my disposal that I can get around without relying on transportation that I don't know about. Yeah, I'd much rather have a car.
Money. To be honest with you, you do save money because you're not stuck in one spot paying the hotel rates and stuff like that. You can get out and get cheaper restaurant meals and stuff like that.
Yep.
Just a lot more fun doing it that way. So I just wanted to mention 609. I got bamboozled.
Yeah, I guess you did. All right. So the last chance isn't your last chance. There you go.
Yeah, not really your last chance. There's more gas stations. So.
All right. Good enough.
Sure.
Thanks,
care.
Mark. Take care. Bye now.
Yep.
And Scott is in Saginaw. Scott, good morning.
Hey, morning, Art. I don't really know where to start with Carol and your other caller, because usually I have time to write my stuff down. But the guy, your other caller there said 300 election deniers are running in 2020. Well, isn't every Democrat an election denier of 2016? I mean, not one of them ever said Trump was a legitimate president. And as far as Betsy DeVos goes, who is Betsy DeVos? I don't understand all this. I mean, they're making it like Betsy DeVos is the one.
Well, because she pumped a ton of money into Tudor Dixon's campaign. That's why.
Oh, so the Democrats just all of a sudden know somebody who gave them money, but yet we know that what is the Democrats is probably $3 to every $1 the Republicans are getting.
Yeah,
so
I guess so.
Democrat money
Yeah,
coming from.
my question would be, well, if Betsy DeVos is going to run Tudor Dixon, who is George Soros running?
Yeah, the whole thing's a joke. If anybody watched that debate, Tudor Dixon and DeVos or Whitmer were both asked about the abortion issue, and would they follow the will of the people? Betsy DeVos said, "Yes, I'd go to 15 weeks if that's
Not
what the
Betsy
will is."
DeVos. You mean Tudor Dixon?
Yeah, she got me all screwed up. and what did Whitmer say? Whitmer says, "Definitely a governor has sway. I'm going to court right now, aren't I?" So what Whitmer's telling you is, I don't care what the people vote. I know better. I will take it to court. I'm going to get my way. And to prove that, we've seen what happened during the COVID vaccine mandate here. She was the only, we had to take her to court to strip her of powers. So that's who this governor is. So I don't know what Carol thinks is going on with Tudor Dixon. It's stick with your birds, Carol. You do much better talking about birds.
Well, all right. I don't want to get personal with anybody, but
she was calling every Republican stupid.
So here's the reality, which is kind of the neat thing about this. Carol can call and express her opinions. You can call and express your opinions. I love that. That's what makes a horse race. I love it. And I respect that each has your own opinions. That's, it's the way the world is. And it's a good thing. Listen, I'd rather be here in our political system, conducting business the way we conduct the business, as flawed as it may be, than, let's say, be in England right now where they're fighting over who's going to be the prime minister and who's in, who's out. I much prefer our form of government where we get to pick, period.
But do we get to pick, Art?
Yeah, we do. We do. Sure we do. Sure we do. Now, that's not the same thing as do we get our own way all the time, but we do get to pick. You go to the polls, you vote, and you get to pick. And sometimes you win, and sometimes you lose.
Yes, we do. But off that, a while ago, about 18 months ago, I made a comment to you that the Democrats, with their policies, were destroying America. You said, no, we're strong. I'm not going to go over the whole thing, but we know the president's depleting our oil reserve with zero. He has no plan on what to do. We bought the oil at $20, at $80 to $100 a barrel with no plan to refill it.
Well, that's not true. That's not true, Scott. He did announce the other day he plans to refill it with 65 to 70 some odd dollar oil if it gets down that low, or 57. So in other words, he's going to refill it with a lot more expensive oil than was in there.
So maybe somebody can help me figure this out. When Trump bought it for $20 a barrel, he was helping OPEC, but Biden's going to buy it for $65 a barrel. Who's he helping?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I got that much.
It's just
all right.
And we're getting rid of all our nuclear plants. We have no infrastructure. So no, I think people get off the Betsy DeVos and look at fact check. No, don't look at fact check. Go down about 3 or 4 pages, then look at fact check, because whatever they're looking at is fact checked through the Democrats. And I've looked at a few of them, and they said Tudor Dixon didn't have proof that Michigan schools were teaching CRT. What do we have going down in Dearborn? We have a bunch of Muslims and Christians both going to the school board to complain that they don't want their children to be taught about homosexuality in the school. So there's your fact check, people. All right, Art, I'll talk to you.
Good enough, Scott. Thanks. Bye-bye now.
Yep.
All right. Love the, listen, I don't care what your opinion is. I do love passion, and we've heard a lot of that. We will take a break and come back with more.
Who's backing Kim Coonan's bid for Michigan State House? Out-of-state radical groups that want to force their extremist policies on Michigan, including defunding our police. Don't let Kim Coonan bring their radical policies here to destroy Michigan communities and endanger your family. Kim Coonan doesn't stand with us. Coonan backs his out-of-state radical friends. Believes in representing Bay County and will always fight for us because Bay County is Beeson's home. That's why Beeson delivered life-saving benefits for people and businesses during the COVID pandemic, and why Beeson is now working to lower costs and stop the out-of-control inflation that's strangling our economy by reducing auto insurance costs and cutting taxes for families so Michiganders can keep more of what they earn. A hometown fighter working for our community in the State House. Timmy Beeson for State Representative.
Paid for with regulated funds by House Republican Campaign Committee authorized by Timmy Beeson.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. Using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com.
When the forgotten poor are in need of healing, they wait for a ship unlike any other. Mercy Ships, a floating hospital staffed by volunteers, heroes of mercy who donate their time to save lives.
Every human has the right to have a place at the table of the human race.
If you could just see the smiles that you get when lives have been changed, then it would make it all worth it.
To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org.
Dr. Travis Stork here to tell you about a great pain reliever called Salon Pass Pain Relieving Patches. Salon Pass is pain medicine in a patch. You stick it right on sore muscles for up to 8 hours. Clinical research has shown that people that used Salon Pass reported less pain with improvement in mood, sleep, and the ability to work. Safe, effective relief is one peel and place away. Salon Pass, it's good medicine.
Michigan football is on WSGW.
He's got a hole. One man to beat. He cuts inside. He's in the clear. Touchdown. Donovan Edwards. 67 yards. Inside handoff, Corum. Big hole. He's in the clear, John. To the 30. Can he win the race to the end zone? He can.
How about that? All right. After pummeling Penn State, the Michigan Wolverines remain undefeated and keep getting better by the week. But next up, in-state rival Michigan State will try to play spoiler when the Spartans invade the Big House under the lights on Saturday, October 29th. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. on 790 News Radio WSGW. Michigan football is brought to you by Zimomatic Irrigation Solutions, Schaefer and Beerline, Ram Truck and Frankenmuth, Lingle Equipment Company, Wolf Isles, Ace Hardware in Saginaw, and North Bloomfield Properties. It's number 4 Michigan versus Michigan State live Saturday night, October 29th at 6:30 on 790 News Radio WSGW.
Your home for Michigan Wolverines football is WS. This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
All right, back with you and back to our phones. Terry is in Bay City. We say good morning to Terry.
Yeah, I'm just calling about the last caller there. Evidently, we never had a national oil reserve until Mr. Trump bought all that oil.
Oh, yeah.
That's what was said.
He was talking about the price.
Well, right, but if it was there, he didn't buy any then.
No, I think he did. I think he topped it off. But listen, it's been around a long. I will agree with you. It's been around a long, long time, and the price for that oil at times has been very, very low.
Okay, now we got oil at 85 or something. It was that.
Yeah, something like it bounces around 85. Yep.
Okay, if we release this oil, do we just give it away?
Well, apparently we've been releasing it, and some of it's gone overseas.
Right, but do we get the $85 a gallon for it? Probably.
Well, we probably do, but that doesn't help us when we need it.
Okay. Now, if you got any economical behind you, if we release it at 85, like the previous person said there, and then we're going to buy it at 65, how much money would you or stock and anything would you sell at 85 and then buy it, or 85 and buy it back at 65? You're making 20 a barrel. I'd get rid of it all.
Okay, so you don't want it. So you'll empty your reserve, and then what happens if you need it and you haven't gotten and if your price of oil hasn't gone down, what do you do then?
Well, then you break even. You fill it at the same price.
Oh, okay.
If it goes up, you get hosed.
And so you think we should? Do you think we should take this reserve oil that we have for our protection and sell it to China?
I don't know. I'm saying for our own use.
Well, but that's not what was happening. A lot of it was going overseas. That was what was happening, which was ridiculous. I mean, if we're going to release it for ourselves, fine. But if you release it and sell it, that's not good.
But do we release it? Okay, if we release it because somehow the United States and all the regulations got screwed up and don't refine enough oil to, or don't refine it to get gasoline and heating or diesel oil and all this here for it, if we don't do enough, what country do we go to get it? Just like the computer chips. Just because we don't want to do it here, we still use it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we ought to do it here.
You know, so just like our state's got a lot of the computer chips going to be developed here or whatever. Semiconductor just put a big
eventually
expansion on.
Eventually,
all this stuff
takes time.
Exactly, that's where I was going. It's not today.
Nope, not going to be today.
They probably broke ground.
Take a couple of years, probably.
Years, not months or anything.
All right.
Right, minimum.
Good enough, Terry.
Okay, have a good one. That's
you
all
too. Thanks. Bye-bye now. And Mike in Bay City. Mike, good morning to you.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
How are you?
Good.
Good. I met you Saturday afternoon at the Car's place out in Euclid.
Oh, yeah, Thalen's.
Yeah. And I went to the hockey game.
Good.
Night, and it was a good game.
Yeah, it was. They lost, but it was a good game.
Yeah, they lost, but it was a good game. I didn't see you.
Huh?
I didn't see you.
Oh, I'm down in the...
I didn't see you at the game.
Yeah, I'm down in the players' well, where the players come onto the ice. That's where I hang out. That's my spot where I work.
Oh, that's their spot.
That's the spot.
Okay.
All right.
You got a good spot.
I got a great spot. All right, Mike. Thanks. Take care. Kathy, hang on. Kathy, hang on. We'll get to you in just a couple of moments.
Some politicians drive me nuts. It's like the rules just don't apply to them.
Uh-oh, what now?
It's that Kristin McDonald rivet.
Is she one of those politicians who just spends and spends, making inflation worse?
Yes, but it's even worse with rivet. She voted herself a pay raise on her taxpayer-funded salary.
Unbelievable.
And she was hiking her own pay while raising rates and fees for people like us.
We already can't pay our bills, and she's just making it worse. Only politicians like Kristin McDonald Rivet can get away with a scheme like that.
Worst part is, now she wants a promotion. She's running for state senate. Imagine what kind of damage she'd do if we send her to Lansing.
I'd never vote for a politician like Kristin McDonald Rivet.
Higher prices for us, higher salary for her. Say no to Kristin McDonald Rivet.
Paid for with regulated funds by the Senate Republican Campaign Committee, authorized by Annette Glenn for state senate.
In his last will and testament, Robert has bequeathed to his only heir and devoted caretaker 1/3 of his house, 1/3 of his truck, and 1/3 of his beloved dog, Mr. Bo here.
Excuse me, I'm a little confused. Don't settle for a fraction of what you deserve, especially at harvest. Yield your best with Veltima fungicide's proven plant health benefits and revolutionary application flexibility. 1/3 of a dog. Right. Get everything you deserve with Veltima fungicide. From BASF, always read and follow label directions.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. If you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. The experts at Optima specialize in a powerful IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS from targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Grissom keeps it himself. Good push by the pile. He's in. Touchdown, Saginaw Valley.
SVSU won a nail-biter at Wayne State, making it back-to-back victories. Now, the Cardinals return home to take on Davenport on Family Weekend this Saturday afternoon at 1:30 p.m. on 100.5 FM News Radio WSGW. SVSU football is brought to you by Westside Decorating Center, Jagan Nathan Neurosurgery, A+ Plumbing, Forward Energy, and Mercantile Bank.
Saginaw Valley State University football on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you and back to our phones. Kathy is in Bridgeport. Kathy, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning, Art. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm calling on something I heard from one of your callers early on today. I typically don't call in, but today I just kind of felt I wanted to give my opinion. Earlier, one of your callers had mentioned about, people want to find out who's right or wrong. and we shouldn't need to, I guess, necessarily worry about that. But I feel, it's still important that we do know what decisions were made during the beginning of the pandemic, what decisions were right and which decisions were wrong, so that we don't repeat the ones that were wrong, that shouldn't have been made from what we've learned 2 years after. My other opinion I wanted to say, and related to COVID and the decision by the governor, I hope your listeners will consider and think truly about, before voting, what we've gone through, and especially my comment is related to sick patients who were sent to the nursing homes. And everyone knows, even way before, decades ago, people in the nursing homes are the most vulnerable. And it used to be flu season, there was always precautions taken. During COVID, none of those precautions were taken. And I feel like the virus was being put into the homes. And on top of that, how many families have lost loved ones who could not be at their bedside, who couldn't make free personal choices of being there with their family member, hold their hand while they die, or to have a funeral, or to have any kind of closure. And I think that alone is very important for all listeners to think about before voting. Because if you're okay with hearing and knowing that families have been devastated to be separated during their final days here on earth with their family members, if they're okay with that, then I feel fine, reelect the governor we have. But if you want free personal choice about our family members and realms, then we need to vote for change. And I do think that those are very important issues that we cannot forget about that has happened over the last couple of years.
All right.
And that's all I wanted to call about.
Well, I'm glad you did. Thank you.
All right.
Have
Thank
a
you.
good day. Bye-bye now.
You too. Bye-bye.
And so we had a caller wanted to know, what countries the oil went to. They went to brokers and companies who then moved the oil around the world. Chevron got 0.350 million barrels. Equinor Marketing and Trading, whoever they are, got 1.05 million barrels. Macquarie Commodities Trading US LLC got 0.350 million barrels. Marathon Petroleum Supply and Trading LLC got 5.600 million barrels. Mercuria got 0.500 million barrels. Motive Enterprises LLC got 2.100 million barrels. Phillips 66 Company got 0.950 million barrels. Shell Trading U.S. Company, 4.2.5 million barrels. And Valero Marketing and Supply got 4.9 million barrels. Now, understand that those companies use part of that for their domestic supply, but a lot of it went overseas. All right. Let me see. Al is in Midland, I do believe. Al, good morning.
Good morning, sir, and thank you for taking the call. Kathy was a very, very smart caller. She's right about a lot of that stuff. We're hearing now the test scores and the school reading scores and the school. I don't know how to put low now. They're almost at an all-time low for reading ability and math and things like that because of the shutdowns. Look at the damage that we've done to our society. It's going to take years to recover from this. It actually scares me because the next generation coming up, they're not going to be as smart as we've had in the past.
Well, I don't know about that. I think it'll just take them longer to get there.
Yeah, but it's a lost gap in intelligence. Hurt everybody in the long run because these people aren't going to make the wages that they would have made right off the bat. it's going to take so long to recover from that.
I would challenge that. I'll challenge that because I think I think the measure of this will be in the quality of students making it into colleges, universities, and into the trades. Because I got news for you. You go into the trades as a welder, you could probably make more money than you can going to college.
I agree with
that.
But
and they're not stupid people.
No, but they've lost the skills that they needed right up to catch
So it'll
up.
take them a little longer to catch up. I understand that. I'm not ready to write them off. Let's put it that way.
I would not want to have the folks that thought that buying oil at a higher inflated price be in charge of my financial things. And these folks that think that Biden's doing a good job at buying at an inflated price from polluters that pollute at a far when they produce oil in foreign lands, they don't produce it as carefully. It isn't done as environmentally friendly. We've got more pollution by having the foreign people do this that don't have the controls and don't have. So all this is all mixed up because of Biden's screw up.
I'm going to interrupt because I'm out of time, Al, but gotcha. All right, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you much. We'll take our last break, and then we will be back to close out the hour.
I'm Jacob Hilliker, Bay County Road Commissioner. I believe we deserve more local road funding for the amount of taxes we pay downstate. We all know working people in Bay County have always had to shout a little louder to be heard in Lansing. That's why I'm here. I'm a proud union member, business owner, and I operate a small farm. I don't have time for the national partisan nonsense of the week. I'm here to do a job. Vote Hilliker. Paid for by Jacob Hilliker for Bay County.
Hey, check this out. Nice, right? Like your standard soybean biological. But what if we add a root-protecting biofilm? Then throw in increased nutrient uptake. And some local... Yeah, now that's multi-P plus seed treatment. More than the leading soybean biological. Because plus equals more. Always read and follow label directions.
That was some storm, huh? Did you lose power?
Yeah, but I thought I didn't have to worry about that when I got solar.
Well, when the grid goes down, they shut us down too.
I found that out, but your lights stayed on last night.
Solar backup batteries. That's real energy independence.
Let SunTech Wind and Solar show you how a backup battery system can give you true energy independence. Call 989-737-4078 today. Don't get caught in the dark ever again. SunTech Wind and Solar. Power that never stops.
What's the best product I bought this year? Oh, that's easy. Salon Paws Pain Relieving Patches. The proven medicines in Salon Paws patches reduce my pain and let me do the day.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salon Paws reported improved sleep, mood, and the ability to work. They had less pain and were able to reduce their use of oral pain medications.
For pain, I use Salon Paws. It's good medicine. He sent me to.
All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. We thank you for joining us. Focus is coming up, and we'll focus on Rocket Grab Plus today. Tell you what kind of bargains you can find. Save yourself a lot of money. But before that, news from CBS, the National and International Report. Michael Perch will be along to tell you what's happening in the region and the state on the local news. And then we'll be back with Focus. All of that is ahead here on WSGW.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Clear.
I'm Steve Kafen. Guilty pleas this morning in two major cases. First, from a Michigan teenager charged in a deadly mass shooting at his school last year.
16-year-old Ethan Crumley stood before a judge and pled guilty to 24 counts, including first-degree murder and terrorism, for shooting 11 people, including 4 who died. The prosecutor offered no deals, no plea bargains, but a calm Crumley seemed to show no remorse. Not the case, according to his attorney, Paulette Michelle.
We have to all remember he was a 16-year-old boy, so a very scary situation today to be
Life in prison is not automatic for this juvenile at sentencing in February. Charlie Langton for CBS News, Detroit.
And in Minneapolis, former police officer Alexander King pleaded guilty this morning to aiding and abetting manslaughter in George Floyd's killing. Overseas, a son of immigrants will be Britain's next prime minister.
Conservative Party lawmakers, hearts and fists pounding, are about to hear that their favorite's only challenger had dropped out at the last minute.
Rishi Sunak is therefore elected as leader of the Conservative Party.
Once King Charles has his seal of approval, former Finance Minister Sunak will become Britain's first ethnic South Asian prime minister, the UK's third prime minister since early September. Now all he has to do is restore economic confidence and restore voter confidence in his deeply divided party. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
The nation's report card just out today showing a sharp drop in math scores in nearly every fell in half the states. Raymond Hart is executive director of the Council of Great City Schools.
Clearly, the pandemic had an impact on learning outcomes for all of our students, not just some, all of our states, all of our districts, all of our demographic groups.
15 days till Election Day, and CBS's Nancy Cordes tells us early voting indicates interest should be high.
In 34 states in the District of Columbia, people are already voting. So far, 7.5 million people at least have voted either in person or by mail. And in some states, they are already surpassing records that were set during the presidential election of 2020.
Ukraine and the U.S. deny Russian Defense Ministry claims that Kyiv is planning to deploy a dirty bomb in the war. Former CIA interim director and CBS News contributor Michael Morrell.
Shake the West's resolve with regard to supporting Ukraine. So when they claim the Ukrainians are going to use a dirty bomb, what they're really saying to us is we might use a dirty bomb. And that's designed that I talked about.
Wall Street right now, the Dow is up 300 points. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Clear, a faster, easier way through airport security. Try today for 2 months free by visiting clearme.com/CBS22 or use code CBS22.
You have a family doctor. Do you have a family plumber? When you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling problem happen in your home or business, you need to be able to call a professional that you can rely on and trust to make the repair or equipment replacement. Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been the professional homeowners and businesses trust for 65 years. Emergency water heater replacement or planning a new heating system installation. You can trust Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning to provide quality service and installation. Reamer has the equipment to fit every budget, experienced estimators, and state licensed technicians to install. Trust a professional to do the job right. Call Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Visit them on the web at reamerplumbing.com.
Any way you spell it, Reamer means quality.
Are you looking for something special? Something right for your needs? What about something with performance, backed by unique germplasm? Well, we're here to help you find a soulmate. Your soil mate. With AgriGold, enjoy a seed made so specifically for your soil it feels like fate. And with a team that's with you every step of the way, it's never been easier. Find your soil mate at ChooseAgriGold.com.
Imagine this, a day filled with indulgence, bursting with excitement, and packed with extraordinary moments that build memories to last a lifetime. A day that is unmistakably yours. The place that is undeniably spectacular. Whether you're winning big, dining lavishly, or relaxing oh so comfortably, it's your getaway. Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Partly cloudy skies and 66 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Perchup. Saginaw police are looking for information in a shooting that happened Sunday afternoon around 1:20 that left a teen girl dead. Police responded to reports of people in two vehicles shooting at each other at the intersection of Veterans Memorial Parkway and Lapeer Street. One vehicle was still at the scene with 5 arrived. A 16-year-old female and a 23-year-old male had been shot. The girl was taken to a local hospital where she was pronounced dead. The man sustained non-life-threatening injuries and sought treatment on his own. The other passengers in the vehicle were not injured. Anyone with information about the incident can call the Saginaw Police Department or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-422-JAIL. Police report this is the city's 17th homicide this year. A memorial service was held Saturday for one of the Saginaw Police Department's retired canine officers. Canjo worked for the department with his handler, Officer Doug Stacer, for 8 years from 2011 to 2019. He according to Stacer, but was also trained in tracking suspects and was often the face of the department's canine program, attending PR events. Saginaw Valley Police Canine Association President Judy Wilk says Canjo was the reason the program grew as much as it did for the department. Canjo died on September 8th after suffering from severe back issues developed over the course of his career. He was laid to rest in the Michigan War Dog Memorial in South Lyon. With Halloween around the corner, officials from Saginaw and Midland are reminding people to stay safe while trick-or-treating. Hours for trick-or-treating for both cities are set for 6 to 8 p.m. on October 31st. Law enforcement officials say children should be dressed material and carry a flashlight, stay on the sidewalks, and cross streets only at intersections. Additionally, drivers should be extra vigilant during trick-or-treating hours, and homeowners are asked to turn on their outside porch lights and keep walkways clear of obstructions or tripping hazards. WSGW News Time 11:07.
We all know clean fields lead to strong yields. That's why XtendFlex soybeans offer triple tolerance to dicamba, glyphosate, and glufosinate to control more weed species than any other soybean system. Even tough weeds like water hemp, Palmer amaranth, and mare's tail. Get the control, flexibility, and proven performance you need so you can focus on the business at hand instead of beating back weeds. Explore the Roundup Ready Extend crop system at systemofchoice.com. Claim based on approved EPA herbicide labels as of January 2021. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
I think farming picked me. I didn't pick farming. I'm not afraid to try something new. It's my farm, my family, and our future. My channel seedsman gets that. I get access to innovative products with personalized data to maximize my yield potential. With Channel, I know I'll prosper for years to come.
Define your future at channel.com/future. Read and follow pesticide label directions, IRM, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices. Copyright 2022 Bayer Group. All rights reserved.
WSGW News Time 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Officials say it's a case closed and the search is over for a West Michigan family missing for more than a week. Here's Michigan News Network's Aaron Vermeulen.
Officials say all 4 members of the Sirigliano family from Fremont, north of Grand Rapids, are safe and were located in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Officials alerting the public last week to keep an eye out for 51-year-old Anthony Sirigliano, his wife, and the couple's 2 teenage sons, following what's described as paranoid behavior and a bizarre call to 911 from Anthony claiming he had information on the September 11th attacks and people were after him.
I need some police protection immediately.
Okay, for what?
It is national interest.
Officials say the family's still of the opinion people are after them, but deemed not to be in danger. At the time of the disappearance, a family member with dementia found wandering the neighborhood. Family pets found alone in the home. They're now in the care of relatives. I'm Aaron Vermeulen on the Michigan News Network.
Officials with Universal Music have confirmed the death of recording artist, songwriter, producer, and music executive Robert Gordy Sr., the younger brother of Motown founder Berry Gordy. Gordy Sr. died of natural causes at his home in California on Friday evening. He was 91 years old. He started his music career under the name of Bob Cayley and had the novelty hit Everyone Was There. Along with his musical career, Gordy acted in the movies Hawk and The Lady Sings the Blues. Funeral services are pending, but his family says instead of flowers, donations can be made in his memory to the Motown Museum. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 75. It's 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here is your WSGW weatherology forecast. For today, we'll see a slight chance for some light rain, otherwise cloudy conditions, and a high into the mid-70s. For later on tonight, we'll see cloudy skies continuing with a low temperature around 58, winds staying out of the southeast between 15 and 20. On Tuesday, we'll see a chance of rain developing later on into the afternoon, otherwise cloudy conditions, and a high near 72. For later on Tuesday night, rain will be likely with a low into the middle 50s. We'll then see a good chance of rain on Wednesday. High temperatures will be staying into the upper 50s near 60. I'm meteorologist Nick Carlisle with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Right now it's 68.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. Focus, sponsored by our friends at RoofMax, the safe, proven, easy, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. You can find out more about it at getroofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. And remember, RoofMax is spelled with 2 X's. Well, today on Focus, we're going to take a look at Rocket Grab Plus. Now, let me start out by reminding you that if you are not signed up on Rocket Grab Plus, you need to. If you were signed up on the old Rocket Grab, you still need to re-sign on Rocket Grab Plus. All you do is register on the site. It costs you nothing to do that. And all it does is provide you notices every time there is a new item on Rocket Grab Plus. But it costs you nothing unless you buy the item. So we're going to take a look at the items that you save at least 50% on, which is the fun part of RocketGrabPlus.com. We start out something very timely going into the winter, half off a furnace tune-up from All Seasons Heating and Cooling. This is a $120 value. You only pay $60 for it. Now, there are restrictions as to where you live. You have to live in one of a series of zip codes. If you go to Rocket Grab Plus, click on the item, you will see that whole list of zip codes. This furnace maintenance, an experienced technician will check all safety controls and test the startup cycle, ensure the heat exchanger is not damaged or corroded, inspect the air filter to determine whether it needs to be cleaned or replaced, ensure the vent system and intake grills are free from any blockages, lubricate all moving parts, tighten all electrical connections and replace any damaged wiring, inspect and calibrate the thermostat, clean any debris from the blower, inspect the blower motor and ensure it has a proper current running through it. They'll assess the belts, checking for signs of damage or cracks, check the flame sensor and burner, and ensure there's no leaks if you have a gas or oil furnace. And again, now this is a $120 value for $60, and this expires next October 26th of 2023, so it's good for a year. That's how it works on Rocket Grab. You save yourself a lot of money for services you really want. Next up, a $100 gift certificate for $50 to West Side Decorating Center, specializing in providing the materials needed for home repair and renovation projects. They carry paint, hard surface flooring, carpeting, window treatments. Whether your next project entails simple repairs or professional remodeling, they've got the right equipment and products. They make it easier to achieve a finished product by supplying what you need. Again, this is also good for another year. It's a $100 gift certificate for only $50 to West Side Decorating Center. How about a gel manicure and a Salon Blue gel pedicure for only $60? It's a $120 value to Salon Blue. Now, we have again with us from our friends at Applied Training Solutions, a half-price CPL class. The CPL class is something required in order to get a concealed pistol license, and it is normally $150 from everywhere. You can have it now for $75, half price from Applied Training Solutions. They're located over in the Midland Mall. This includes hours of class time, some digital training on their digital firing, and then an hour of live range time for your CPL certificate, taught by licensed examiners. Applied Training Solutions in the Midland Mall. Here's a family pack to the Frankenmuth Corn Maze. This is a family pack, a $36 value for only $18. Covers 2 adults, 2 children, admission for entry. And it's open through the 31st of this year, so you still have another week to get there. They're open Fridays from 7 to 10 p.m., Saturday noon to 10, Sundays noon to 7. It's a gigantic corn maze, 3 fun mazes within one. The red, white, and blue maze, courtyard games to play, farm animals, petting zoo, lots more. Lots of family things to do in their maze courtyard. You buy the family 4-pack, half price, $18 at rocketgrabplus.com. Lots more to tell you about, and we'll do it right after these notes.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granular, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
In his last will and testament, Robert has bequeathed to his only heir and devoted caretaker 1/3 of his house, 1/3 of his truck, and 1/3 of his beloved dog, Mr. Bo here.
Excuse me, I'm a little confused.
Don't settle for a fraction of what you deserve, especially at Harvard. Veltima fungicide's proven plant health benefits and revolutionary application flexibility.
1/3 of a dog. Right.
Get everything you deserve with Veltima fungicide from BASF. Always read and follow label directions.
Virginia, Kansas, Berkeley, Ventura, San Francisco, San Diego, Oakland, and Grand Junction, Little Rock, Springfield, Maryland, and Washington. Paul Young has been everywhere, man. Spent a lot of time in Michigan. Paul Young has been away from Michigan for nearly 40 years, living in California and all around the country for decades. Now he's spending over $1 million of his fortune to buy a congressional seat here in mid-Michigan. Paul Young has an agenda in Congress, and it's not ours. Young's agenda would give tax breaks to millionaires like himself while raising taxes on the middle class and putting Medicare and Social Security at risk. And Young is on the side of wealthy drug companies against lower prescription prices for families and seniors. Paul Young is not from here, and he's definitely not for by House Majority PAC, theHouseMajorityPAC.com, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Art Lewis here for WSGW, inviting you to explore America's last frontier, Alaska, from August 30th to September 10th, 2023. You'll fly from Detroit to Fairbanks for the start of a 12-day land and sea adventure. Ride the stern wheel of discovery as you learn about Alaska's diverse culture and rich history. Denali National Park for a tundra wilderness tour. From Denali, you'll ride a luxury dome rail car to Talkeetna and stay at the Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge. The next day finds you driving to Whittier to board Holland America's New Amsterdam for a 7-night cruise. You'll see Hubbard Glacier, Glacier Bay, plus stops in Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan before sailing the Inside Passage to your final destination of Vancouver, BC. Past experience tells us this will sell out fast. For a brochure, send your address to me and I will forward the brochure to you. Send to artlewis@wsgw.com. That's ARTLEWIS at WSGW.com. Alaska.
News coverage.
Our economy is strong as hell.
Despite what the White House says.
Do you want to put your Social Security in the hands of Ted Cruz and Marjorie Taylor Greene?
News.
Russia deepening an alliance with Iran. Suicide drones. Nuclear threats.
We to codify Roe v. Wade.
Abortion rights will literally be on everybody's ballot in Michigan.
We're going to have pro-life majorities in the House and the Senate.
I am resigning.
You could help drop the price at the pump.
He's playing politics.
News coverage on WSGW. From the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios, you are listening to 100 Point EWSGW.
All right, back with you on Focus as we take a peek inside Rocket Grab Plus. Next up, a $15 gift certificate for only $7.50 to a wonderful little restaurant in Standish called Wheeler's Restaurant. They serve breakfast all day. They have an all-you-can-eat deluxe soup and salad bar, and they're known for their delicious perch dinners. Great food and service, a very friendly staff. Again, this is a $15 gift certificate for only $7.50. One thing, though, it cannot be used towards Cops and Donuts bakery purchases inside the restaurant, but everything else on their menu, $15 certificate for only $7.50. Wheeler's Restaurant in Standish. Here's a $40 gift certificate for only $20 to Style Encore. Style Encore, a wonderful shop where they buy and sell gently used women's casual and business clothing, shoes, handbags, and accessories, all the hottest name brands at up to 90% less than regular retail. Again, a $40 certificate for only $20 for Style Encore up on Tittabawassee Road in Saginaw. Here's 1 hour of axe throwing for a group of 4, 10 years old and up, or 1 hour for a group of 4 for video archery at Daylight Outfitter in Midland. This is an $80 value for only $40. And axe throwing has become very, very popular. From Third Generation Tire and Service Center, $50 for a full synthetic oil change plus free standard wiper blades and more at Third Generation Auto in Bay City. It's a $100 value for only $50. Here's a shampoo cut and deep condition at Salon Blue, an $80 value, only $40. A 4-person private 60-minute firearm virtual training event at Applied Training Solutions. This is a $100 value for 4 people for only $50 for the whole thing. $21 for an adventure at Frankenmuth Aerial Park. For 1 person, it's a 2-hour session, a $42 value, yours for only $21. And $50 for a party of 4, including 2 adults and 2 youth, for a tie-dye session at Uplift Creative Center in Midland and Bay City. This is a $100 value, and you can use it either in Midland or Bay City. So there you are, RocketGrabPlus.com. Register today so you get notifications of all the future deals on RocketGrabPlus.com. We'll be back to close out.
Please join us at the Delta College Foundation's place Thursday, November 3rd at Horizons Conference Center in Saginaw. You're supporting Delta's Possible Dream program to help area youth stay